committee that the Democrats in Congress are doing to look into the insurrection of January 6th has gotten some attention, mostly because of the small number of Republicans who are on it, Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger. But there are some other things to think about with regards to this committee. One is that the Democrats are kind of in a quandary here because the Republicans have pushed through a narrative with much support from the media that really what needs to be investigated here is very narrow, the security lapse at the Capitol, and that to go beyond that is somehow becoming obsessed with the former president, focusing on Donald Trump too much, being too political. But the truth is, we had an insurrection on January 6th. We know there were ties between the people who stormed the Capitol and, as Joe Biden would say, the former guy. We know he encouraged them. We heard all of this at the impeachment trial and the impeachment process, and that's only the beginning. There's so much more that we need to know. And we're not going to get to the bottom of this through a House investigation that is limited by fears of the Democrats of overreaching, and those fears are actually kind of legitimate now because the media has gone along with it. Finding out who was behind this, finding out the ties between the insurrectionists and the Republicans, if there were any, finding out which members of Congress, and we know there were some, were complicit in helping the insurrectionists, that's not overreaching. That's the work of the committee. And the Democrats need to stand by that. And the media needs to understand that rather than buying into this nonsensical false equivalency, let's listen to the Republican side of things. The Republican side of this is that it wasn't a big deal and it was just a tourist event. And if that's their opinion, that's laughable. And their views on this cannot be taken seriously.